Phil will be so rattled and troubled by this. It'll affect the rest of his game.
Wow.
What a move from Tony G.
Tony has waited 5 matches to put Phil under the burner like this.
You guys, you young guns, you like this hand here?
It looks like he's passing.
Hand? What do you mean pass?
You can't do that. You can't show the hand.
It's a hand made pass. It's a dead hand.
Oh, this is going to be horrible,
no.
Jesse.
I can't. He showed his hand to the players, and I mean,
Phil's being told that his hand is dead because he showed it.
Let's get a ruling. What's going on here, mate? You're losing complete control of the tournament. How is he allowed to show the hand and play it now?
You show this.
He showed it.
Not to him. Yeah.
Okay, this is the situation. If you show your cards to the players in this tournament, your hand's deemed dead.
All right, let's move on. Next hand.
He did it on purpose anyway.
I know he did it. I mean, he just wants to stuff around and get TV time.
The interesting thing, of course, everyone remembers the final table last year, Vicky, when Tony did turn his cards over too early and was allowed by Mad Marty Wilson to keep them in action. He knows that.
I just can't lay that hand down like in any other tournament. Wow, Tony, you made me lay down top pair in a flush draw. I love poker. Vicky, he had ace-queen is what he had, Vicky.
I don't know about you, but I'm so glad that Phil folded because now him and Tony get to jaw at each other for at least 1 more hour.
Raise it up.
Raise. 14,000 total.
Phil was pretty much giving Tony credit for something like ace-queen and ace-king and then folding. So
I think you should call anyway. I think everyone here has to go for the win. I think take the gamble in this spot. I really do. If he's got ace-king, ace-queen, and then you've got to hit a deuce or a spade. Good luck.
Come on.
We raise all in.
Whoa.
Pass.
And this is what Dwan was showing Helmut the whole time. He's finally found a hand to pull the trigger with.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
10 jack suited again? Or is it the king 10?
Look at the cards. I love it.
Oh, Tony, you can't even talk about poker with me. I don't mind. If you wants to discuss strategy with me, I don't mind. He can talk, you know. These two young guns, they can talk, but you can't even talk. I mean, you're so bad. You don't even understand the game.
And I'm so happy to play with the best.
I know. For you to be in this tournament,
I'm the own game player, the businessman's friend.
I know that.
that's all I am.
At least you admit it. I give you credit for admitting it. I give you credit for admitting it.
I'm not a poker. I'm a businessman.
I know. I give you credit.
I know my level, but I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm the guy that everyone at home can play as good at. And you're not. You're in a different league. I don't know.
No, not everybody.
They want to watch more. They want to watch the person they can equal to.
No, you have a lot of...
Nobody can equal you.
No, you have a lot of skill. Don't misunderstand. You have a lot of skill.
Please. You're going over the top now.
You do have a lot of skill.
I have a lot of heart.
You have a lot of, yeah, you have a lot of heart.
This is a conversation like it's the small hours at a dinner party.
To the game.
Everyone's been nice. They've been polite. They've made small talk. Now they're all drunk and the gloves are coming off.
You're so right. You are so right. And right now, with Tom having these chips, Phil has to reinvent his strategy because Tom showed him that open hand and cuffed him around the neck with it.
Now this is dangerous for Tony G. Dwan, when he finds a big hand, it's always great for him because of his reputation.
Wow.
I think, yeah, I mean...
That was calling.
Luckily for Tony...
I can't call.
You know, this is the kind of hand that's either going to miss the flop completely or really hit it. But
Tony's not too good to call.
Not too good to lose the pot.
you know, Dwan will always have the credit for no hand.
Check.
Of course, Tony G is winning.
Well, Tony's played several matches in this Premier League against Dwan, Vicky, and he's always sort of played to keep the pot small and be very defensive. I have the feeling that Tom is going to be able to win this if he bets big, but not if he bets small.
I don't know. Now the board is paired. Tony knows that turn cards are blank.
You know, Tom knows that Tony has been sort of being calling very strong. You know, he's even capable of having a sort of a much bigger pair here.
I think Tony's playing this very well. He checked the flop to control the pot size. Now he's making a sort of well-priced value bet. Ooh, now that's a scary card for Tony, but I think... Whoa! Dwan checks it! He checks it. We'll never know if Tony G would have called the bet.
Losers never loses. You hear that?
That's not true.
I know it makes Phil happy.
Tony outplayed him there. Tom could have won that, Vicky.
He's a scary guy.
He knows he
That's
could
the
have,
sort of guy
too.
I could call in with.
I got pretty on to that hand.
Dun 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 dun
That
dun.
was a nice hand.
Pressure raining down on me. Pressure. I love it. I'm under pressure like every day. You know that, right? I'm always under pressure. Always some young kids trying to come up, be the greatest Hold'em players. Gotta defend against them. Gotta prove myself every time out. If I look bad once on television, they play that on the internet.
Does Phil realise he's saying this out loud?
Raise the 10,000 total. Pass.
Pressure raining down on me.
Pass.
Raining down on you.
We can hear you, Phil.
Pass.
It is. It's true.
Peel off a turn.
Here we go, baby. I'm gonna check it.
Check
You
that.
see,
Now-
he doesn't re-raise. He doesn't put the pressure back on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He
no,
is not comfortable playing the big spots, and he's up against players who are. Tom Dwan is just not afraid of a big pot, and he wouldn't be even if he wasn't the chip leader. What's he calling the raise for? You know, pair of deuces, stick it all in if you're feeling lucky, or throw the hand away. What are you calling a raise? Why? To flop a set?
I appreciate it if you don't say something like that in the middle of my hands, Tony.
I know.
If that's all right with you.
All right. I just know you're folding. I
Yes.
understand. When you do that, I just know that like that's the end of the hand.
Tony, what was that?
Deuces never loses.
How
He's
many
trying to
is-
flop a set.
There's about 50. There's
Obviously.
about 70% chance they're still good, but I gotta let him rob me a little bit so I can get him later for the
So you
big
can flop
money.
a set next time. You
I mean,
can
I
still
really
flop
wanna
a set,
stress-
just make sure no more red.
As I always do, Phil Hellmuth is a great player with a great record, but in this format, you do not call a raise with a pair of twos. That is not how you play them.
Not at least top pair.
You know, I'm under pressure everywhere I go. I mean, there's always these young players that come along, they do well for a year or two, they think they've reinvented poker. Most times they're just playing like megalomaniacs, just super fast and crazy, and you know, we don't see them 2 or 3 years later. But in the meanwhile, they take pot shots and slight the champions, and you know, and then you just kind of just roll your eyes, you know, and then, you know, even this trip, I've seen some of the guys that slighted me say, "Wow, I couldn't believe that you did that." You know, and so all of a sudden, just from watching me for like one session, they're like, "Wow, I underestimated you." So I don't know what they're watching, but
I did not have a red card. That's got to make him feel good about his fold,
Two
actually.
red cards. Yeah.
I have no choice. I don't mind.
Pass.
You have to flop a set. That's all.
I don't have to flop a set. I can have.
You know where
I
it
could
works?
be still playing
It works
aces,
against JC
kings, I
Tran.
could be-
That's why that
There's no
heads
way
up
I'm
was such
re-raising Dur.
brilliant
Four
poker.
flop, that's about right.
Because he and JC Tran actually have a similar approach. They both want to play small, clever, cunning pots. You know, it works, but it doesn't work
Okay.
against Tom
I
Dwan.
think.
It just doesn't.
Just thinking of shipping here, Vicky. Now he has had 53,000. If he does and Tony calls, it'll be a race. Is Tony calling with the threes? That's the question. Is Phil shipping?
I think Tony is calling. If Phil makes the move, I think Tony will
What I'm
call.
gonna do here, boys.
He seems to
And
have an inkling that
girls.
maybe Tony is not that strong.
I don't think he's going to move all in at level 2 with ace-4. I think he's irritated that he doesn't have more chips that he can just call, try and do something cunning on the flop.
The problem is, I mean, he knows that.
I'm gonna raise it up.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I take it back, he is
knows that
raising.
Tony will just call him out of spite.
16,000.
16 more, 20,000 total.
Okay,
All
well,
that time, we'll look at that.
Pass.
it's effectively
You
all in,
raise
isn't it?
all
You've got to
in?
assume he's not going to pass for the rest of it, and there is Tony.
That would have been a good spot to qualify.
Sorry, it's not an all in.
Hang on, hang on.
You took 20. You should-
Phil has given Tony this option, and
She took 20.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If Phil moves all in, then Tony calls.
Right.
So that's
As it is,
just
Phil
more
has
than
put in an
that.
amount that he can't pass for.
36,000 more.
Oh, you can make a good laydown, mate.
A good laydown? You're saying you could beat me?
I'm saying I could beat you. I mean, I'm saying I could beat you.
You know, I mean, I think I have you beat. I think I'm only a small favorite, though. And you could have me dominated. I'm probably just a small favorite. These points are so important. How many more hands at this level?
it is a big decision. And I wonder if there's a sort of this new psych out where
Sorry,
Tony's
Marty, I got the answer.
he's not calling the clock. Is he trying to convince?
Get the clock out at the same
There
time.
we go, baby.